Welcome back everyone, Zeke here, continuing our Let's Play series of Resident Evil 4 Remastered on the PlayStation 4. You join us once again now as we begin Chapter 2-2. This is literally just as you've got back into the Los Illuminados church and rescued Ashley Graham, the President's daughter. Of course, if you enjoy and find this video or indeed this entire series helpful, then please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for all my newly released videos. So the first thing that you want to go ahead and do, and as soon as you basically go through the cutscene with Ashley, is just search around the area, make sure that you're picking up all the ammo, and then once you exit, you are going to have to fight a couple of the strange Los Illuminados people. The best thing for you to do there is to walk up to the gate and shoot the wagon. Of course, don't forget to turn around and shoot the bird's nest. Even though it feels really unfair on the birds, you can sometimes net some ammo or some gold or anything like that. A couple of them will have the torches, so the best bet is when they go to sort of blow on the torches to burn you on fire, shoot them first of all, because it does turn it around on them and manage to kill them quite quickly. Don't forget we are hitting then the Las Plagas in the enemies, so some of them may turn if you go for headshots, which is a nice thing about this game, that it doesn't always allow you those headshots to make it too easy, but of course it doesn't make it too difficult with the Las Plagas, that it is very easy to take them down once they do change with a nice flash grenade, which so far I'm saving all of mine because I know what's coming up. But apart from that, of course, this is a nice point to pick up any blue emblems that you have missed in the graveyard. They are still available, as well as the treasure around the back of the church. Lucky for us, we did get it in an earlier video, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. We're just going to continue and head on with the particular story. Don't forget, as you're coming down, to pick up this bird's nest as well. Normally it has some gold in it, you know. Money is always helpful, it makes the world go round and allows us to buy those very nice upgrades for our guns. As we're coming here, of course, we'll see the merchant again, so this is a great time then to get rid of any unwanted gear, upgrade any guns, and of course, if you have managed to get all or most of the emblems, the new pistol is available for you to buy. At the minute I'm sticking with the standard one just because I find that a little bit easier. Of course I haven't bought the TMP, I don't think I have any plans to buy the TMP, so I'm going to sell those ammo, give it a little bit more gold, and of course the spinels, get rid of them as soon as you possibly can. They cannot be used in anything, and they're basically a wasted space. Once you finish with the merchant, carry on through, basically backtrack in an area that we've already gone through. This is just going to take us back through the village now, so make sure that you have got some powerful weapons, make sure that you are upgrading the damage on certain guns, because you will need it. Of course, we've seen the bosses that are on offer, sort of the Daldargo, the Monster of the Lake, and now Gigante. Of course, that isn't the first, nor will it be the last time that we are fighting them. My recommendation for this part is to go up into the watchtower, only because if the sort of cultists, for want of a better word, get hold of Ashley, they will try and carry her away, and this is a perfect spot to sort of keep her safe without having to worry too much about her, because you can get her to wait, and they will not climb this ladder. Amazingly, no matter how many times Leon jumps down there, he never gets hurt. I was very lucky to avoid that axe throw there, and of course, if you want to, feel free to knife the enemies. This is going to save your ammo, and there will be quite a few of the cultists, so try not to rush things. As you can see there, she went to blow on the I don't know what the name of it is now, my mind has gone completely blank, on the torch, and I shot her, so she burst into fire. A bit unlucky here that guy has started turning, but it's fine. I always recommend that you running to the left, so sort of where I am. This gives you plenty of opportunity then to run around the back of the buildings should you so want. The worst thing that you want to do is actually retreat from where you are, from the bell tower, and sort of go to the left of the church as you're looking at it, because that is a dead end and it doesn't really contain anything. Be sure to check up on the top of the buildings as well. Typically there's going to be one or two enemies up there throwing axes, and it's a very sort of annoying way to get damaged if they manage to get a successful hit on you. of all the things that can damage you, a well-placed or well-thrown axe from an enemy on a building isn't the best. Like we did in the first time that we came across the village, I thoroughly recommend you checking out all the buildings. These are going to have some tasty goodies in, they're going to have ammo, they're going to have money, and it's always worth just having a little bit of a look at. Of course, there will be enemies as you come up, and the way out is on our right hand side now, as far as I believe. As soon as I see the head pop and the guy continue to get up, make sure that you're moving away. You don't want to get damaged by Las Plagas. Of course, with the damage that we've got on our rifle now, that is going to take him down with 1 or 2 shots to the body, or indeed a nice well-placed shot to the head. I thought he dropped something, so I'm just backtracking. Of course, there is plenty of spaces and sort of houses to go into, and I thoroughly would recommend checking them all out if you've got the time. If you are just sort of speed going through there, speed running it, don't overly worry. The main thing that you want to do is, as you come up this way, make sure that you're taking care of the bear traps. These are also an easy way for Ashley to get hurt, and you definitely don't want that. As we said in previous videos, as soon as you see someone throwing an axe, it's always best just to move out the way, either even just towards them or away from them. 9 out of 10 times you will be able to avoid it just by doing a simple move such as that. Sounds simple, but it's one that I didn't realise the first time playing through it until quite later on. Another successful torch blow there, which we managed to sort of reverse on him, for want of a better word. And of course, as you're going up this way, there's going to be plenty more bear traps, so take care of them. Make sure that you're not getting too close so you get caught in them, but just close enough so the tip of your knife can get them. Of course, with it, you can't call Ashley to you, you do actually have to go to her to catch her, and amazingly, a successful catch from that height doesn't damage you or her, so that's always brilliant to see. So, the last couple of bear traps then, managed to stay on the left then to avoid them, which is always brilliant to see. And of course, we're backtracking through this area again. If you haven't got the blue emblems, or blue medallions, this is a perfect place to get them. Make sure that you get them at this stage, because we won't be backtracking in this area again. So always take your time, always make sure that you're doing this. Of course, I've hit Ashley, so they will not know where she is. I find it a lot more easier to take care of these enemies when I'm not constantly looking over my shoulder seeing where she is. And at this stage I'm doing a long range pistol shot for these two guys. I was hoping that they would fall down, take some damage and potentially die, but I did manage to get the attention of this guy just climbing over the fence now, so it's not going to be that wasted. He's definitely doing the duck and weave technique there, which was working out quite well. Couldn't get a shot on him at all. I heard her lunge for me, so I'm just going to run and kick her, jump over the fence to avoid the damage, and then sort of turn around. Oh, got a third one on me now. This is pretty good. I thought I'd get lucky then. I thought he was going for another torch, but unfortunately he didn't. He actually went for the lunge, which has put me in a very precarious health situation, so I'm just going to get some distance towards them and take one of my completed red, green and yellow herbs. Of course, this will give me full health and upgrade my health a tiny bit as well, which is always a plus side. It is possible to get the health all the way around. I probably won't be able to do that on this playthrough, but you never know. Depends how many more herbs I manage to come across. I'll try, but can't promise. There we go, so that guy is dead. I always back away a little bit as well, just in case their heads suddenly pop off. Most of the time you can tell because they do that noise, but that is my artist interpretation. Headshots are always a great thing when they're on here. It'll give an instant indication of whether or not the Las Plagas is going to come up, and as you can see, with the full damage as well, the enemy managed to come across. There will be one guy by the gate to the left hand side, so it's up to you if you try and snipe him or if you actually get close. I'm actually going to snipe him, and actually got a successful headshot there. Let's see if I can recreate that and take down Las Plagas as well. Yep, there we go. So that actually worked quite well to my advantage. As you can see, I'm constantly going back in, changing my weapons then, making sure that I've got the correct weapon for the situation. Of course, you don't want to be engaging long-range enemies with your rifle. There will be bear traps all around this location as well, so make sure that you are taking them down. Goes without saying, just to make things a little bit more easier for you and Ashley for movement. Make sure that you are rechecking the cupboards and the boxes. They will give ammo or cash for you, or even herbs, so that's always a plus side. I have noticed that typically when you're lower on health, most of these will contain some kind of health items, or indeed cash to allow you to buy some ammo, which is always nice. Of course, if there's any enemies left, feel free to go up the ladder and then kick it down on them. You can typically slash them with your knife as they come up the ladder, so it's an easy way to sort of defeat the enemies. Of course, unfortunately for Ashley, she just seems incapable of climbing ladders, so you will need to catch her again as you come down this way, and make sure that you're slashing open the boxes. The only bear trap that you really need to take care of is the first one. I take the first and second just to be on the safe side, and unfortunately because this gate is locked, you will need to give her a nice little piggyback up and over the gate. Try not to look up her skirt because we are not pervs, but she will open it from the other side and allow us to continue our quest. Into a new zone. So this has got to be one of my favourite areas of the game. This is where you are in the cabin and you've got to survive, so it's sort of like a wave defense. It is at this stage that I thoroughly recommend you getting rid of any excess ammo and making sure that you have healing items, and indeed that your weapons are upgraded, and that you've maybe got some like first aid sprays, healing items. Make sure that you are prioritising firepower over anything. Of course, some of these guns we are going to replace probably later on, not in this video but maybe in the next one, so don't delve too much into them. We're going to have our nice little shot from Hunnigan now.
Well, I'm afraid I have to tell you anyway. We've lost contact with the chopper. Someone must have shot it down, though we can't determine who.
Great.
We're prepping another chopper for you. Meanwhile, I want you to head towards the extraction point.
Got it.
So I have to say that was kind of a silly thing. One of our choppers got shot down, so they're sending another one to the exact same location. Bit silly, but never mind. And of course, it's a trap! So we are going to have to seek shelter in that lovely cabin, which we're not even sure if it's unlocked, but we're just going to take cover in it. It's very nice room clearance there. Clearly took that in the Secret Service. Of course, our favourite Spaniard. It's amazing how we didn't see him.
The president's equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first before asking someone his name.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she?
Love it.
Well, you know.
Don't worry. She's cool.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
Look,
Oh. So unfortunately the enemies do know that we're here. We're going to get her to hide. It is possible to get to his handgun, which is kind of nice. So one thing that I will give a hint and tip about on this is the first things first that you want to go and do is push bookcases against windows. There's some on this floor, well there's 3 on this floor, and there's windows upstairs, but don't worry so much about those at the beginning. Of course, this is a timed, also a particular kill segment, so if you kill enough enemies quickly enough, it will allow you to progress. Of course, be careful, they are sprouting Las Plagas from now on, so it is going to make life a little bit more difficult. Luis isn't completely useless, which is always brilliant to see. He will take some shots, he will come across the enemies, and of course there is enough herbs in this particular area for you to get one complete herb section, so make sure that you are utilising your inventory space, prioritising things. You will probably need flash grenades. I'm leaving that singular green herb upstairs just for the minute. Keep an ear out during this fight as well. You will hear when they break the windows upstairs. Also, you will hear when they break the segments down here. Unfortunately, if you do kill them outside the house, you won't be able to collect any of the ammo or the money, so just be careful on that. Luckily I knew they were going to break through that, so I'm just going to start aiming towards this. Another good thing about Luis, if you do aim in his direction, he will duck, so that sort of makes things a little bit more easy for us. My only downside for it is a little bit easier to shoot him, and you definitely don't want to be doing that. I may have to do a video specifically about the little Easter egg, the hidden cutscene that happens if you shoot him, but trust me, it's nothing good. So at this stage, I am going to use one of my very few incendiary grenades, and unfortunately for that, I think I dropped it a little bit short. It's not doing as much damage as I was hoping, and to be honest, I deserve to get hit for that. Missing that first shot was quite pathetic of me. I have no excuse for that. I sort of rushed even the shot, standing my ground. What I should have really done in this stage is equip the shotgun and then stood at the top of the stairs, but hey, I'd set myself to a course of action. I've got to go through with it. Typically when you see Louise running up the stairs, Louise Sarah, what a great name as well, you do know it's time to sort of take cover upstairs. Means he's getting overrun, and it's time just to shoot like crazy. Of course, with it, I never really say shoot like crazy, and this is sort of a really bad thing for me to actually suggest. Of course, at this stage, the shotgun, the close range quarters combat is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, they have now broken in upstairs, so you're going to get an awful lot of people coming in through the windows. Make sure that you are pushing the ladders down just to hold off their advances. If one does get through, just feel free to shoot him, push down the ladder after him. And I think the guy below me isn't actually dead, but never mind. Throughout this fight, if you do run low on grenades or ammo, Louise will chuck you some, so that's always nice to see. He is actually one of those really handy AI companions. As we can see, we're just pushing them down, try and keep them off. I saw one guy coming in from the side, and one guy coming in from this ladder, so we're just going to prioritise. Amazingly, from the time it took from the cutscene to now, it seems like Louise has got sort of 5 o'clock shadow, and it's got some kind of beard growing, but whether or not that is a weird effect, or whether or not... Whoa, that was kind of scary. Wasn't expecting that. This is where it gets a bit annoying now. I'm using some of the health I actually didn't want to have to resort to, unfortunately due to that hit. Of course they do become more powerful. I'm not going to take any chances with a couple of Las Plagas. Chuck one of our very rare flash grenades. I really hated Louise there for actually shooting that guy. I had him stunned, so I was going to rush in with a melee and then probably stab him, but he sort of ruined that for me. So it won't be too much longer now until we have completed this segment. Of course, if you do need to, run back downstairs. I don't know which is the best area. I've always sort of run upstairs too afterwards, but as you can see, that is the end of that. They will quite happily go away, which is always a plus, and we would have survived it.
What do we do now? The bridge I crossed to get here is out, so I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
Louis.
And he's almost like an action hero. He's done his part and then he's gone. As you can see, no time's killed during that, so we are going to make a quick save just in case I cock up the next part of 2-3, and we are going to continue just for a little bit longer there. There is still one more thing I would like to show in this video, and we will call it there for episode 5. So there we go. Of course, if you haven't picked up anything in the hut, make sure that you do before you leave, and reload all the guns and ammo. You can raise up ladders if you so wish. It is quite a large area, and the merchant of death will be here. Again, I do wonder what's happening with the merchant. So this is very important. You've got to remember that in this there's two ways to go. You've got Ganados, so the normal guys in one route, or El Gigante in the other route. El Gigante is on the right, I believe, and the men are towards the left, and it's completely dependent on what you want to do. If you're running low on health, I would recommend the Ganados. If you've got the sort of ammo to spare and you want to pick up some lovely goodies, I would go El Gigante. Personally, I'm going to go El Gigante because I'm so used to doing it, but that is completely up to you. So there is going to be some TMP ammo just on the logs and some handgun bullets just by the side of the cabin. I didn't really do a very good job of looking at those. As you can see, I'm going to go right, so that will be El Gigante. I find him a little bit easier because you don't have to kill him. Yes, it is a bit problematic to sort of get past him sometimes. He can grab you and be a bit of a pain, but I prefer that over the Ganados. It's going to let you run forward a little bit, and you will know when the guy comes in, because he'll drop down, and Ashley will go, "Oh, look, a boulder." It goes without saying, make sure that you're not underneath these boulders as you knock them down. You are meant to do it as El Gigante is underneath them, but I just tend to do them in advance. So ignore these huts for the minute. I'll be coming back for them once I know I am safe and secure. And of course, with these doors, you can melee them with your knife and kick them open. I prefer just to shoot the chains. It is much quicker, much simpler, and much easier to do. I'm gonna hold Ashley just by the door there. We do need to get the key for it, so I'm going back for key duty. Of course, you can hear El Gigante now, just having a little moment. It's always good trying to run between his legs. Sounds stupid, but most of the time he won't be able to grab you for that. As you can see, there's an awful lot of things, and this is why we said, or this is why I said, don't break open or don't go into the huts, because as he comes through, he will break it open. There we go. Most of the time you can just run around him. He doesn't seem to be that difficult as compared to the first El Gigante. And with the old key, that is all that we need in order to get out. I'm actually going to be a bit silly and shoot the thing just above the barrel there, making sure that you are shaking him if he does grab you. Of course, this isn't too damaging, but of course, any damage to Leon can have a lasting effect. Fortunately, I didn't quite see where the treasure actually dropped the first time, so unfortunately we'll have to run past him and get grabbed again for a second time. Be careful when he does drop you as well, you can very easily get turned around. And this is where I should really be taking one of these green herbs, but I was a bit silly there and got into the habit of combining them beforehand. That was a bit of a mistake on my path, on my part even, and that might actually come back to bite me in the rear later on. But with all that said and done, I've got the key. Pick up Ashley on the way out and open it, so you're obviously using the old key, and quickly get out of that area as fast as possible. Of course, it is possible, coming up, I realise I've said possible quite a lot of times, to go back and actually go down the other path. Not too sure why you would, unless you wanted to get what was in that particular area. There's not much, bit of ammo. I don't think there's a treasure in that area. If it is, it's nothing fantastic, but that's about it. There's a save location coming up, both in the hut just in front of us and a little bit further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get us to the new area ready for a boss fight, and then conclude the boss fight in the next episode of episode 6, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be quite fun. As I said, there's the save location. Make sure that you are going in for the last little information. It's just going to tell us that it was actually the Ganados that shot down the helicopter. Sad face. And yeah, why not? I'm just going to save it there. As I said, it won't be the end. We've still got a couple of minutes left on this recording. I'm going to take it right up to the next sort of area, or part of an area should I say. It's not a completely new area. Well, we haven't been there before, so I suppose it is. This is going to require an iris scanner, so remember the guy that we met in the house who said that we had the same blood? Yep. Guess who we're fighting in the next episode? You've got it. It's gonna be him. Do. Okay, so there is actually a treasure with the Ganados. As I said, I can't remember exactly what it is. Maybe I'll try and figure that out and let you know in the next episode. But for some reason, I just don't go for it. I prefer El Gigante. Don't worry so much about the box in the corner there. You will come back to grab it. The one thing that I would suggest is trying to get a shot on the enemies. As you're going down this sort of thing, they will be on the left and they will be on other ones. And I love the little sort of fist pump that Ashley does every single time you get a successful hit. Obviously, you only need to have one shot on each of these and they will quite happily fall to their deaths like some lemmings. Fist pump. Shot. Fist pump. Shot. Fist pump. Shot. Fist pump. That's why I know when I've missed, when I take a shot and she doesn't fist pump her, but it's absolutely fantastic. One of the silliest things in the game, but one equally of the most fun. There is one enemy left, as you can see. Oh, I thought I was actually going to be able to dodge his axe attacks. That shows how silly I actually am. Make sure that you are hugging the entrance and actually actively trying to get off, otherwise it might keep you on there and have you go round again. So as you can see, just doing a bit of resource stealing. Of course, it doesn't really matter so much about that. I've got hit a little bit, but I am holding off healing just for the moment. What you want to do is head actually straight on through in this particular stage. Oh, go on then. I probably should have held off a little bit more. Yes, go on through on this stage. I have double check there. You will get a sneaky treasure at the top. Be careful, there is going to be enemies with dynamite. So always take care of the guy on the left first, if possible. Try and avoid the other shots. Come on, just die, you bugger. Of course, with the dynamite shot, he will explode, so he can take down the other guy, and that's what I was actually hoping to do with sort of my first shot there, but unfortunately I'm wholly inaccurate today. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of skip there. Ashley got hurt as she climbed up the ladder for some reason. She wasn't even with me, and yet the guy still managed to hurt her on the ladder. Not too sure about that, but for the minute she is perfectly okay. Go ahead then to this area and get the yellow cat's eye, and of course with the cat's eyes they can be put into the beer stein. So make sure that you are combining that beer stein and the purple gem with the mass. So we've got green, red and yellow on the beer stein. Just having a little bit of a look. So that is fully equipped with the gemstones. So the next time I come across a merchant, which won't be in that long, won't be in too few moments time, I don't know what the saying is, but it won't be in 2 seconds, I can sell that and get a nice hefty reward. The mask, again, won't be too long before I can sell that and get a nice reward. And you will have a couple of opportunities for the masks and for the gems, so if you have missed any, don't sell it unless you really need to. At this stage, if you aren't ready for a boss fight and potentially don't have the ammo, I would recommend saving up and getting the RPG. That is going to help you out quite a bit. If not, save your grenades, and get rid of all the ammo that you possibly need. Upgrade any weapons if you haven't already done so, and as I said, we will be fighting that boss fight in the next episode. If you enjoyed, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day.